Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Sorry this took so long, but I emailed in about review copies for Cryptid the Necrodancer and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth at the same time, and they both emailed back saying they basically got no review codes and they couldn't hand any more out, so I had to go buy them on, like, Thursday or something? So, yeah, not fantastic timing, I must say. But anyway, we're going to load into my current save game, which is, as it's about to say here, 6 hours and 20 minutes. I hope that's enough. Let's go. We're going to start out in the real world, if I remember where I saved correctly. I hope I did. Yep, we are currently in the real world. And this is basically a small hub area where we can run around, go to a couple of shops and talk to people. Unfortunately, this hub area tends to be a bit of a pain in the ass because everything you need is on different sides of it. So, you've got random people to talk to all over the place. If you want to go to specific places, you have to go to specific floors. Like, if I want to go back into the dungeons and all that, I have to go to the 4th floor. If I want to go to another location in the game, I have to go outside, which is kind of silly, because if you go outside, you have a bunch of different map locations, which all have more people to talk to, and also have things like story events happen. But you'll be spending most of your time in the real world and then Nakano Broadway, which has a shop here, which I might actually come here and stock up on a few items while we're here, because I'm probably going to need a fair few items at some point. Yes, I'll buy some of those. What else can I can buy something that takes me straight to the detective agency. Well, considering I can walk myself to somewhere that can take me to the detective agency within like 30 to 45 seconds, I don't think I need to spend the extra money on that. But yeah, so in the real world, what we do is we go into the detective's office here. And we'll just skip by the fact that she is basically wearing no bra and she's just got massive bazongas. Every female in this game has massive bazongas. Like, look at the female avatar here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a boob war. But anyway, so this is the quest board. There are story events that happen in a specific order, and at some points throughout the story, this has happened to me twice now, and this is the second time, you'll be given a more important quest to go do, and you'll also have the ability to go and get more of these found, which are just different quests. So we'll start investigating this one, because unfortunately you can only do one of these at a time. So you can't select multiple ones at once and go and get them all solved. There are ones that are like story relevant. Okay, so we're looking for a hacker found at Kowloon level 2, which is the first dungeon we come across. So we do have a warrant now, and if this was a story quest, it'd jump straight to it. If I have time, I might come back around and show you the... I don't want to connect jump in there, it's not necessary. If I have time, I might come back and show you a piece of, like, somewhat voiced thing. There are voiced segments in this game, but it's a typical Japanese dub. It sounds alright, but you'll be mainly reading the text anyway, so you might as well go and turn it off. But I will admit, some of the animations I have during the cutscenes are absolutely adorable. I think I'll flash something up on there now that I recorded earlier. But anyway, just while my mind's on it, let's go through the options just real quick. You've got your different volumes, that's fine. Minimap and partner Digimon, those will come up later. What was it I was going to say about the voice volume? I don't remember, sorry. So, I've got Valve's cutscenes on short right now. You want to turn that on to short pretty much immediately, but for the purpose of demonstration, to show why it's a bad thing to keep it on anything other than normal, I'll keep it on normal, and you can also turn off Digimon voices if they get annoying. So, you get more money and items on hard, but there is also a normal difficulty. Someone told me that I should start on hard immediately. Not a good idea. Start on normal, but as soon as you start steamrolling everything, put the game up to hard. Because seriously, this game is just stupidly easy on normal once you have 3 Digimon in your party. Once you have those 3 Digimon, you just start steamrolling everything. So, yeah. Would suggest doing that. So, here we are on the DigiLab. This is where you go to do things like online battles, and you can come here to raise up your Digimon and check out your Digimon islands, and this is where you can also come here to recover. I believe this is the Coliseum? Yeah, that's a Coliseum, and you can play both online and locally. I haven't tried that. I'd probably get my ass kicked, but You can do that. That's a thing. You can also come here to go to a digital network dungeon, which lets you go and play on Digimon dungeons that you've already been to. But anyway, let's go to the Digibank, which is the main reason you'd come here. So, you have your party, which is limited by your party memory, and you can get more throughout the game by doing specific quests. As we can see, I've currently got 3 champion Digimon, which is Platypoop, which is a fucking platinum piece of poo, I'm not even kidding. Why is it every time I play a Digimon game, even casually, I end up with one of these fucking things in my main party? It happens every time. Garururururururu, which is Garurumon, because I couldn't resist calling him Garurururu, because there's just so many Roos. And Barney the dinosaur. Yep. I've also got this guy because you need him to use your specific skills. I'll explain what those are later. I've also got a farm island. Now, the farm islands are special. They can do specific things. Like, I'll back out and actually show that off, because it won't take that long to explain. But you've got these farm islands here. You can add more islands, but unfortunately I don't have a farm development kit yet. And in these islands, you have your Digimon running around. And when you have Digimon on this island, they slowly gain levels. So you can go around and fight a bunch of people, and they will slowly gain levels. So this is a good way to level up Digimon off to the side. You can also command them to do specific things. So we can enhance one's abilities, we can develop items, or we can even look for new cases. This is how you're actually told to find, like, specific bounties. There's like 30 of them. You can also change the leader of the party, which lets you choose who to lead, and depending on their personality, it will also do specific things on the island. You can also set specific farm items, which will do specific things, but unfortunately I don't have any. And you can also use a farm expansion plugin, which makes it like a better island, but they don't really specify how that works. And you can have multiple islands eventually, which means more training Digimon, which is great. So if we come back to the Digibank, you've got your farm island, you've got your Digibank, and you've got your party Digimon, and you can move them in between any which way you like. And of course, you need to keep your party memory like relatively balanced, but it's not that hard to deal with. And besides, once you've got 3 champion Digimon going on over here, you'll be fine. Like, even on hard, having these 3 here, as long as I keep them relatively leveled up, they'll be good, right? So, you know, just keep them relatively leveled up, and even hard isn't particularly hard. So, a little bit disappointing. There is a harder difficulty, which is like hard plus, but you don't get that until New Game Plus, which is a little annoying. So, let's talk about how you get Digimon before we move on to how all the Digivolving stuff works. So, every time you see a Digimon in battle, you unlock the ability, you slowly scan them, and once you get to 100%, you can actually convert them into usable Digimon. And this is how you get all your low-level Digimon throughout the game. You can also get higher-level ones later on. And here are all the stats you have, which are fairly reasonable. You can also see down there, there's a type and a tribute. And there are some types that are weak to others, or some types that are strong to others. And you've also got attributes. Some are strong, some are weak. So it's like 2 different, triangles? Combat triangles in work there. And they've also got skills, including a support skill, which applies across the entire party. At least, does it apply across the entire party? I think it does. I might be wrong about that. But there are some that apply across the entire party, and you've also got some that can be inherited by digivolving, and some that are learned by leveling up. So, if we just convert a bunch of Digimon real quick, you can see, like, if you're willing to like pause the video and just watch, you can see how these all turn out. It's also worth noting that if you let the scan ratio go up to 200, it will actually have a more powerful Digimon. So you'll spawn a more powerful one. This might actually become important later on, but... So yeah, we'll just scan a few. There's a bloody Toyagumon, because bloody hell, those exist. But yeah, now that I've made a few Digimon, we can also actually load Digimon into one of our other Digimon and have them level up. So let's actually demonstrate this, because this is silly. So I can literally just like toss away a Toyagumon, a Patamon, and a Koromon, and he levels up. Yeah, that's a thing. That feels like murder. But yeah, you can do that. And you can also like release them. But you know, you don't want to do that, because if if you're capable of loading the Digimon into another Digimon just to save a little bit of time, you might as well do that, right? But anyway, let's talk about Digivolving, which is definitely the most convoluted part of this game. So, let's just say Platypoop as an example. Platypoop is currently level 34, and this is all his stats. He can have a max level of 51. He's got a bunch of different skills, and he's also got the Platinum bonus, which increases the EXP earned in battle. This is actually broken. You can level up your Digimon so quickly with this, and I'm surprised I haven't said Pokemon by mistake yet. You can level up your Digimon so fast if you've got a Platypoop in your party. Like, so it's actually well worth it. But yeah. So the idea is you can both de-Digivolve and Digivolve. Now, if you Digivolve, you go back to level 1, but you become a more powerful Digimon with a higher level cap and lots of more stuff that you can go do. However, sometimes you are physically incapable of getting to the stats you need in order to Digivolve into something in particular. So, say, I'm just going to use an example, like, say, my Platypoop might need an intelligence of, like, 200 to Digivolve into the next thing. Like, I know it's actually possible to get to all of these, because, yeah, I mean, look at my stats. I'll be able to get to either of them eventually, but there are some Digimon that you can't get to without doing Digivolving, because Digivolving actually increases the stats you can have before you Digivolve again. So if you de-Digivolve, level up, and then Digivolve again, you'll have a higher base, you'll have a higher stat limit. So you can keep going back and forth and building up an absurdly strong team. So it is actually needed to do that at times. There are also things like camaraderie that you need, where you have to take along a Digimon for battles and stuff. So, you know, that's just the way it is. So there is a lot of Digimon to find in this game, because if I hit triangle and go to my field guide, we've got a bunch of different Digimon here. Over 200, in fact. 242. And you can see the not the search criteria. You can see the Digivolution trees. Both de-Digivolve and de-Digivolve and Digivolving. God, I can't say that quick. Say that 5 times fast. You can see your de-Digivolving and your Digivolving. Say that 5 times fast. You won't do it. But yeah, as you can see, you can de-Digivolve and Digivolve into many different things. So finding your own way to what Digimon you want is actually pretty damn satisfying, I must say. But it actually starts out as relatively unknown, so you end up Digivolving into something that you don't recognize and you don't notice until it's too late. And yeah, you can understand why I've stuck with the bloody platinum piece of poop. But anyway, let's just have a quick look what else is in the Digivice before we actually go on this fucking quest. It's been like 15 minutes at this point. So here we are at the Digifarm. The Digiline. And at the Digiline, you can talk to your Digimon. And you'll also get indications about, like, if Digimon are at max level or something, so it's worth trying to Digivolve them or not. And you can even reply to some of them. And if you get it right, well, your Digimon will actually get some camaraderie, which is actually pretty impressive. Do I have any siblings? Unfortunately, no, I don't. Because that fantastic ass of this character's avatar has to be saved for the has to be saved for her. So yeah, you've got a bunch of different ways to respond, but they don't make that big of a difference. It's just a kind of a nice thing. But yeah, that's a thing. It's not that relevant. You can save at any time that you're not in battle, thank God. You've got your typical item set. I've got memory up, I might as well use that. Like, why not? And you can also come to player, and you've got your rank here about being a cyber sleuth, and it shows you how many cases you solved, how much you need until you rank up. You can check out your hacking skills, and as you can see, I need 4 or more Digimon which are champion or better in order to use these. And I've also got a bunch of other things I can use. So you can use some of these, which are actually quite useful. But yeah, you can do things like function calls, and some of these are useful. You can also check on what case you're doing, and you can also come here to check all the tutorials. And I've gotten the absolute majority of them, so there's not much else to the game, really. There are also keywords, which are useful in the main story parts of the game, where if you get a keyword, you can use it to ask someone else about something. It's not as impressive as it sounds. Sometimes you have to go through a few in order to get what ones you want, but yeah, it's not that impressive. You don't really need to worry about it that much. And over here at this terminal, it just lets you buy and sell stuff for the brain, work with me please, for the Digimon Islands. It's nothing too impressive. Anyway, let's actually go and get into a battle, shall we? Unfortunately, I don't have the best balanced party right now, because I have like 2 fire types and a... Well, I don't even know what the hell Platypoop is. But yeah, as you can see, I've got a neutral and 2 fires, which isn't a fantastic type balance, and it has kicked me in the ass before, but... It doesn't matter, because Platypoop is actually a tank, so... Platypoop usually sticks around long enough to get some decent damage in. We'll make our way back out to the real world. Thankfully, we won't be staying here that long. I have to go up to the 4th floor in order to get to one of the entry points. There are a bunch of entry points all over the different maps if you need to get back in real quick. But yeah, it's an RPG overworld. What do you expect? Not that much new here, and the de-evolving and the Digivolving and the Digivolving are actually pretty interesting. Also of note, over here, I completely missed this for like 4 hours. This is a offline Coliseum. It's like 5 battles in a row, and if you win, you get reward. I'm sorry, I just noticed the Tekken 2 thing. How did I not notice that before? That's great. Okay, never mind. Also, Cat Girl Maid, but we'll ignore that. Into the Digiworld we go. And also of note, if you come up this way, you've got a loading screen and this guy here. You talk to him and you can sell him medals that you picked up off the ground and fighting monsters. It's not really worth coming to him very often, is it? Because like 300 yen, that's not even enough for a health capsule, but whatever. Let's actually go into the Digimon world and let's go find this hacker bastard. And there won't be story spoilers since I'm focusing on something that isn't actually a story quest, so really no need to worry about it. Let's go into Eden. So once we go into Eden, we're given this menu. There are some areas that we can go wander around that have like people to talk to and all that, but once you've seen them once, you've seen everything that's related to them. It'd just be boring going through them. So let's just head to Kowloon level 2, which is one of the dungeons. And we'll immediately get spawned out here. Or should I say, after a loading screen gets spawned out here. And here are my Digimon. I'm being followed around by Barney the dinosaur, a platinum piece of poop, and something that actually looks threatening. So yeah, there was a firewall here that impeded my progress until I had 4 rookie Digimon. Please stop staring at my butt. And yeah. You don't need to have these guys following you around. You don't even need the minimap up there, but I recommend keeping the minimap up because it's easy to lose your direction down here if you're not paying very close attention. But yeah, this is a dungeon. And usually I've been screwed by a monster encounter by now. Usually. They come up eventually, don't worry. So we need to go and find this bastard who's... Yep, there it is. As soon as I get off the topic, here they come. So as you can see here, I've started scanning those Digimon and... Here's the battle menu. Not much to it, really. You can use items, you can guard to block half of incoming damage. You can change with another Digimon in your party. You can have a maximum of 8 outside of your 3 mains. And you've got skills, which do the most obvious of things, honestly. And your player turn list is on the side there, and depending on what action you take, the turn order will change. So yeah, if we attack, we've got a stun. There's a bunch of your typical status ailments. You can be paralyzed, you can be poisoned. You can be what's basically the Pokemon equivalent of confusion. There's... yeah. It's a relatively typical battle system, honestly. There's not much really impressive here, but at the same time, it does more than enough to keep things interesting. As you can see, that's a ton of experience for 2, like, really low-level things. And also, I forgot to take that goddamn thing out of my party, so it's just gonna sit there for a while. There's some Digiline replies down there. And oddly enough, you can't tap on that. You can tap on that! And I was wrong! Bugger you! So, yeah. I tried tapping that before and it didn't work, so I don't know why it didn't work. Oh well, let's just move along. This dungeon is a little bit big, so we're just going to keep moving. You might notice that my movement's a bit wonky. That's probably my analog stick finally giving up the goo, so I'm probably going to have to order another one of these Vitas at some point. Because if I take it apart, I'm pretty much guaranteed that I'm not going to be able to get back together properly again. I can't believe I'm going to... right when I'm at the fucking door, come across these guys again. Thankfully, you can just escape as well. And there is an auto battle. But on hard mode, it's kind of not recommended to do that because it is pretty easy to get caught off guard and have all your HP taken away. So, well, not all your HP, but I mean, you can get kicked pretty hard if you're not paying attention. So, let's just continue onwards. The guy I'm looking for has got to be around here somewhere. See, it's just kind of strange because I have like 3 different Digimon just... Like, that poop's very clearly has got God's eyes on my skirt. There's no question about it. But still, I have to admit, the models and stuff are adorable. The graphical presentation of Cyber Sleuth is really impressive for a Vita game. It looks really nice, it runs really well. It might look a bit jaggy because I'm playing this like a 1080p upscaled, so it might appear a bit jaggy in the video, but on the Vita screen it doesn't matter anywhere near as much. And the game's performance is pretty damn good. There's no real slowdown, there's no real issues. Oh, Barney the dinosaur! Why do you think I call him Barney the dinosaur? He's just so adorable. But yeah, the graphical fidelity and the performance of Cyber Sleuth is more than enough to satisfy me. I mean, it's a turn-based RPG, so it's not like it matters too much, but they've done a good job anyway, and all the Digimon have really good animations, and it's just nice to look at, really. I mean, it's nice to look at. That's the best argument I've got. So, yeah, to say that it doesn't look good would be to lie. It's also got a decent soundtrack. Nothing amazing like Crypto the Necro Dancer, which I've also been playing, but the animation, what the hell am I thinking? The music is still pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. I left it on. It's not like I turned it down or anything. So yeah, you can see some type attributes coming into play here. It'd be nice to get into a battle that was actually a challenge. I hope the upcoming battle I've got is a challenge, but yeah. Most of the time you'll be doing this. Like, let's just turn on auto battle. There's also combos, so if there are two Digimon next to each other and they've got a high enough camaraderie by playing with each other enough, they'll do massive amounts of damage. And there are other types of combos too, like if you use a healing skill, it'll improve how much you heal, etc, etc, etc. The game does explain this, I just couldn't be bothered remembering because the only time I've gotten these combos is getting extra damage on top, so it's kind of annoying. But, oh well. The game's story is a bit of a dullard though. I mean, it's a fine story, don't get me wrong, it's just a bit repetitive. Like, all this time I've been in Kowloon. Like, this one dungeon here is everything that... It is pretty much everything. That's all there is to it. Like, the past 6 hours I've spent entirely in this dungeon that looks the same and has roughly the same Digimon. There are newer Digimon as you go along. What the hell am I doing? This is the place... Yeah, go to Kowloon level 2. I guess I have to go and talk to people? Probably should have done this before I started this video, but... Oh well. But yeah, the story is a bit weird. It does take a while to get going. The game's not particularly fast-paced, I think is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of downtime, and then when it does get moving, it takes a fair amount of time to start moving. So, yeah, the story's a bit slow. There are some twists and some weird plot events that happen every now and again, and no, I haven't seen this one before. That's a bit weird. It does move, just not particularly fast. Yay, Platypoop got a level up. God, platinum piece of shit as a Digimon. And his name's Sukamon, and Sukamon's probably a name for dung. Probably. I really wish there was some kind of repel item, because it really seems like it's necessary here. Are you the hacker? No, you're not the hacker. Where the hell is this hacker? There's a hacker that I'm supposed to find. God damn it. This is a little bit of an annoying thing about the battle system. Sometimes you get back attacked and sometimes you get front attack, and one way or another it doesn't really make that much sense. He'll just fade from existence. Moving along. He's probably down through that other door, so let's go through that other door. And if he's not through that other door, I'll cut to hopefully some more interesting battles. Because I can't really hold this up on my own any longer. I've talked about everything there is to do. There is a lot of good stuff about Digimon. The Digivolving and de-Digivolving system is probably the most interesting thing about it. And building up like a massive party of high-level Digimon is something that's pretty appealing. And there is actually another game coming out really soon that has emphasis on the same thing, which is that game, Cyrilem, I think it was. I'm actually kind of looking forward to playing that after playing Digimon Story Sleuth. Getting a little bit of a taste for it. And the presentation's good. And considering that I'm currently on chapter like 4 of 20 at this point, there's something like 20 chapters. The game's got a fair bit of longevity to it. Please tell me this is where the hacker is that I need to fight, because if it's not, I'm going to be a little pissed. Yay, that's him. Alright, let's fight him. It says it's a difficulty 1 battle, so this might be pretty easy for me, but we'll just have to... Oh, I've already fought these. Yeah, look at that, 55 damage. This won't be a total pushover. Yeah, look at that. I was fighting a boss earlier, and it took me so long and so many healing items to beat him because I just wasn't prepared for him, so... Yeah, the bosses in this game are quite hard, so if I'm making it look easy, trust me, it gets hard. Knocking Fly on his face with a critical. The animations are just pretty fun to watch, honestly, but after a while, you'll get sick of the battles taking so long, you'll just turn on, like, really quick animate. You'll turn off that setting that lets the animations go quicker. Let's have a look at one of the... Yeah, that's pretty much it. It doesn't do anything particularly new outside of, like, the Digivolving aspect. Like, the battles are just, you know, regular turn-based RPG battles. There's not that much to them in terms of originality. But at the same time, it's a perfectly valid system, and the game works perfectly fine thanks to all the Digivolving going on in the background. So yeah, now we go back to the office. Thankfully, I do have the escape icon, so we won't have to spend too long in loading screens and all that. To be fair, it probably would have been a good idea to buy one of those items that immediately took me back to the office. This is me not thinking ahead, right? I never think with my head. Right, and here we go. Thankfully, the game's loading times are actually pretty quick as well, so... It's also of note that you can actually go to the DigiLab anytime just by going back to one of those phone booths. They're pretty useful. But yeah, now we go back down to the 4th floor. And you can go report it, and we'll get our rewards. And in the story-based segments... It's just a straight line of goals that you have to go do, and then they'll eventually open the game back up and let you go back and do more quests again. It's pretty simple. It's... Well, I don't want to call it average, because I'd be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying myself. Digimon Story Sleuth is actually a pretty enjoyable RPG. It just doesn't do anything that particularly new. So yeah, now that I'm done, I get CSP, I get items. And she offers me a nice view of her cleavage. Because why not, right? But yeah, I'm going to go to the Colosseum now. So, that is basically the gist of Digimon Story Sleuth. You'll be going back and forth between the digital world and the real world, solving mysteries, which are pretty easily laid out in front of you, at least in the first 6 hours they are. And you'll be digivolving Digimon and de-digivolving Digimon and trying to get the best party that you can. And... Oh. No Colosseum? That's a shame. Oh well, I'll just end the video here, because why not? I've said everything that's needed to be said. But yeah, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is probably well worth your time if you like turn-based RPGs. If you're not that big of a fan of turn-based RPGs, this probably won't convince you unless something appeals to you about all the digivolving and digivolving number crunching nonsense. And frankly, if you're a number crunching fan, you probably like turn-based RPGs anyway. But it's got enough going for it in its presentation, its variety in digivolving and de-digivolving, and its general gameplay that it's probably worth your time looking into it if you like RPGs. And if you're on the Vita, you probably do like RPGs, so it's probably worth picking up. Also, these character designs are great. Like, this is actually a really cool design. I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, that was a quick look at Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Fun game. Really do enjoy it. Just, you know, go in expecting a relatively normal turn-based RPG with some cool digivolving going on in the background. And you'll have a perfectly good time. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.